Right now, somewhere deep in a forest, a bird is settling into a tree branch for the night. A few miles away, a deer is lying down in tall grass. And for almost all of human history, we were not that different. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans had no mattresses, no bedrooms, no alarm clocks, no blackout curtains, no memory foam, no soft pillows, and yet somehow they slept. In fact, for most of our species' existence, sleep was one of the most important parts of survival. If you slept too deeply, something could kill you. If you slept too little, you couldn't hunt, gather, or protect your family. Today, millions of people lie awake at night staring at ceilings. We buy sleeping pills, white noise machines, weighted blankets, and expensive mattresses in search of better rest. Ancient humans had none of those things. So how did they actually sleep? To answer that question, we have to go back tens of thousands of years. Long before cities, before farms, before houses. Imagine it is sunset. The sky is turning orange. The air is cooling. The day's work is over. You are a hunter-gatherer. Everything you own can be carried on your back. You have spent the day gathering roots, tracking animals, making tools, and talking with members of your group. Now darkness is coming, and darkness is dangerous. Unlike modern humans, you cannot flip a switch and fill the night with light. Once the sun disappears, the world changes. Predators begin moving. Lions hunt. Hyenas laugh in the distance. Snakes leave their hiding places. The darkness belongs to creatures that can see much better than you can. For ancient humans, nighttime was not relaxing. It was a survival challenge. This is why one of humanity's greatest inventions was not the wheel. It was fire. Researchers believe humans have controlled fire for at least several 100,000 years. Fire changed everything. It provided warmth, it scared away predators, it allowed people to cook food, and most importantly, it extended the day. Anthropologist Richard Wrangham has argued that fire fundamentally transformed human life. Before fire, darkness meant the day was over. After fire, people could stay awake for hours after sunset. Imagine a small group sitting around glowing flames. Children listen to stories. Hunters discuss the day's events. Older people share knowledge accumulated over decades. The fire crackles. Sparks rise into the night sky. This scene has repeated itself millions of times throughout human history. Some anthropologists believe storytelling itself became more important because of fire. For the first time, humans had long stretches of evening time with little else to do. And so they talked. They told stories. They taught lessons. They passed down traditions. The campfire may have been humanity's first classroom. Eventually, people begin preparing for sleep. But where exactly do they sleep? Most ancient humans did not sleep directly on bare ground. Archaeologists have discovered evidence that early humans often created sleeping areas using grass, leaves, branches, and animal hides. One famous discovery in South Africa found layers of plant material used as bedding nearly 200,000 years ago. These were not beds in the modern sense, but they were carefully constructed sleeping spaces. Humans already understood something important. Sleeping on a soft surface feels better than sleeping on rocks. Sometimes, groups slept in caves. Movies often show prehistoric humans living permanently in caves. Reality was different. Most hunter-gatherers spent much of their lives outdoors. Caves were useful when available, but they were not always home. In many places, people slept under simple shelters made from branches, leaves, animal skins, or nothing at all. The exact arrangement depended on climate. In warm regions, sleeping outside was common. In colder environments, people created windbreaks and temporary structures. Humans became masters of adaptation. The same species could survive African savannas, European forests, Arctic tundra, and tropical jungles. Every environment required a different sleeping strategy. But one thing remained surprisingly consistent. People rarely slept alone. Modern life treats sleeping alone as normal. For most of human history, it wasn't. A typical hunter-gatherer camp might contain 20 to 50 people. Families slept close together. Children slept near parents. Grandparents slept nearby. The group formed a protective circle. If danger appeared, everyone would know immediately. Sleeping close to others increased survival. It also satisfied something deeply human. We are social creatures. Even today, studies show many people sleep better when they feel safe and connected. For ancient humans, safety often meant hearing familiar breathing nearby. The night continues. The fire burns lower. Most people are asleep, but not everyone. One of the biggest myths about sleep is that humans naturally sleep 8 uninterrupted hours. Historical evidence suggests this may not always have been true. Before electric lighting, many people practiced what historians call segmented sleep. People would sleep for several hours, wake up for a period, then return to sleep. References to first sleep and second sleep appear throughout historical records. Some researchers believe this pattern may reflect older human sleep habits. Waking during the night was not necessarily considered a problem. It was normal. People might talk quietly, add wood to the fire, look at the stars, pray, tell stories, or simply sit awake before drifting back to sleep. Today, many people panic when they wake up at 3 a.m. Ancient humans probably didn't. For them, nighttime wakefulness was just another part of life. Of course, sleep was never perfectly peaceful. Predators remained a constant threat. Anthropologists studying modern hunter-gatherer groups have found that someone is almost always awake. Among groups like the Hadza of Tanzania, individuals naturally wake and sleep at different times. At nearly every moment during the night, at least one person tends to be alert. No official guard is assigned, no schedule exists. The system emerges naturally. Some people stay awake later, others wake earlier. Together, the group creates continuous protection. It's an elegant solution, no planning required, just human biology working as a team. Weather created another challenge. Imagine sleeping during a storm without a roof. Rain soaks everything, wind steals body heat, cold can become deadly. Ancient humans spent enormous amounts of energy staying warm. Animal hides were valuable, partly because they acted as blankets. Fire remained essential. In colder regions, people developed increasingly sophisticated clothing. Archaeological evidence suggests that survival often depended on understanding temperature better than predators did. A warm sleeping place could mean the difference between life and death. Yet despite these hardships, ancient humans may have enjoyed one advantage we often lack. Their nights were truly dark. Modern cities are flooded with artificial light. Street lamps, phone screens, televisions, billboards, traffic signals. Even while lying in bed, many people are surrounded by light. For most of human history, darkness arrived every evening. Human bodies evolved under those conditions. Our brains respond to darkness by producing melatonin, a hormone that helps regulate sleep. Artificial light can interfere with that process. The result is a problem ancient humans never faced, a brain that cannot decide whether it is night or day. Another thing ancient humans lacked was an alarm clock. Nobody had to wake up at exactly 6:30 a.m. Nobody rushed to catch a train. Nobody had a morning meeting. Most hunter-gatherers woke naturally. Their schedules followed sunlight, temperature, and seasonal changes. Researchers studying modern hunter-gatherer populations have found that many do not sleep dramatically longer than people in industrial societies. In fact, some average around 6 to 7 hours per night. But the quality of that sleep may be different. Their sleep is aligned with natural rhythms. They spend more time outdoors, they receive more sunlight during the day. Their bodies know when morning has arrived. Many modern humans spend entire days indoors under artificial lighting. Then we wonder why sleep feels difficult. As midnight passes, the camp remains quiet. A baby cries briefly. Someone shifts position. A few embers glow in the darkness. Above, the stars fill the sky. And the stars matter. For thousands of generations, humans knew the night sky intimately. Without phones or television, people looked upward. They knew constellations. They tracked seasons. They used the heavens as a map. The stars were entertainment, navigation, and calendar all at once. Today, billions of people live under light pollution so intense that they can barely see the Milky Way. Ancient humans saw it almost every clear night. Eventually, morning approaches, the eastern horizon brightens, birds begin singing, the temperature changes, one person wakes, then another. The camp slowly comes alive. Nobody presses snooze, nobody checks notifications, nobody scrolls through social media before getting out of bed. The day begins because the world itself is waking up. This was how humans slept for nearly all of our existence. Not perfectly, not comfortably, not safely. Children died, people froze, predators attacked, disease spread. Ancient sleep was not some lost paradise, but it was connected to something modern life often struggles to provide. Natural rhythms, community, darkness, silence, time. We gained extraordinary things: electricity, medicine, heating, air conditioning, safe homes, comfortable beds. These are real achievements.
Few people would willingly trade them away. But every gain comes with a trade-off. We created a world where the night never truly arrives. A world of glowing screens, constant notifications, and schedules that ignore sunrise and sunset. And yet beneath all of that, your brain remains ancient. The same brain that once slept beside a fire. The same nervous system that evolved under starlight. The same body that learned when to rest by watching the sky grow dark. We live in apartments and houses now. We sleep on mattresses instead of grass. We lock our doors instead of relying on a tribe. But every night, when we close our eyes, we are still participating in one of the oldest human rituals of all. We are doing something our ancestors did long before cities, kingdoms, or civilization itself. We are simply going to sleep.